after 6 months, when your child gets out of college, you get a bill in the mail from the government that says federal student loans on it, and you have to start paying right then. And here's what's happening. Remember, they're back over here at Denny's working with their master's degree. Guess who's paying for that bill? The parent then. So you've got a double whammy. The parents are paying for it. So we really just need to sit down and have conversations with everybody. We need to have conversations with the universities. How many people have sent their kids to college, and in May it was one figure, and then in August it's $1,200 more, and you don't even know why? You know, we have to start looking at this like a business and say, okay, here's my agreement. And what about if we pay cash? Can we pay cash for our college? You can pay cash for your medical bills and get a cut, right? You know, I mean, I just think there's lots of things that we can start doing. We are plugging the same square peg in the same hole every single year. We got to stop it. We have to have new thoughts. And that's one of the reasons why I think it's so important to get back to your constituents. Let's have some boards of parents who are on having college, you know, have kids in college, and let's start having some ideas out there. You guys are bright. You've got great ideas, and I think that's what we have to do is have dialogues with the universities.
I would agree with Kathy on the student loans. As far as the tuition cost, I don't think we want the federal government talking about what tuition costs should be. We shouldn't have the federal government in our health care plans, let alone what the tuition should be. But I know Governor Perry down in Texas, he put a challenge out to all his universities, and he wanted kids to be able to go to school for $10,000 a year, including room and board. I think that's an innovative way to go about this.
One thing I found is standing on a stage with fellow Republicans, everybody's got great ideas. It's a great opportunity for you to determine which are the best candidates that you can send to Washington to make sure that we take on the Democrats. I'm not going to repeat. I agree with Kathy. I agree with Jerry, and I know I'm going to agree with Erica too, I hope. Don't say something.
You never know.
I may have to address it. But I tell you, one idea that I've had, before the mortgage crisis, we heard about, well, there's too much paperwork. I don't understand this mortgage. When the bubble burst, people just were blameless. Oh, I don't know. I didn't understand that. Well, you know what? We got the same problem with student loans. Let's make sure that when a child and their parent goes into the financial aid office, that they're going to know what this student loan costs them when they get out of school. Because they may make a few different decisions. They may take a part-time job to help pay for some of the college. They may decide to go a different route, maybe go to a community college for 2 years. The problem I saw when I was in college, you can clap loud, go ahead. Thank you. The problem I saw when I was in college, people just went, signed the paper, got the check, flipped it over to the other business office, and walked out. Didn't even think about what it was going to cost them when they got out of school. We've got to stop that.
I do agree with that. I support market-based solutions, so I think a greater emphasis on community colleges is very important. The 13th District has many fine community colleges. I have to give a shout out to Parkland Community College, where my mother is. But I think when families start to demand that there's actual return on those investment of dollars that they pay in tuition, and start to say, well, we're going to actually send our dollars to community colleges where we might be able to get a better return, I think that starts to bring it down. I don't think that it's appropriate for the government to start to set price controls, because I don't think that's going to have a good solution and positive result. But I think focusing more on community colleges would be really important. I also think talking to young people about the consequences of debt is extremely important. I agree that that is the next financial bubble that we're going to have. The scary thing about student debt is it's one of the only types of debt that cannot be discharged in bankruptcy. So oftentimes people are being able to have a fresh start with some of the decisions they've made, maybe a mortgage that was outside of their means. A student is not going to be able to have that same sort of opportunity. They're going to be saddled with an anchor around their neck of that student debt, and that's going to affect their choices in ways they could never imagine. So I think we focus on market-based solutions and in financial literacy so people understand the consequences of what they sign.
We switch to a new topic, and the next topic is energy, and we'll start with Jerry. John Bach of Savoy asks, do you support going after American energy reserves? If so, How will you, as a freshman member of Congress,